Day 245. Are you ready for your lease renewals? And what does that even mean? Today on the Landlord Coach Dailyish show, let's drop the needle and get it going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Landlord Coach Dailyish show. My name is Mark Dolfini and host of the Landlord Coach Dailyish show and Landlord Coach. It is so good to see you all. I am talking today about, let's go ahead and make it look super official, are you ready for lease renewals? And you're thinking, God, it's December 1st. Why should I even care? December 1st, it's a big deal, especially with day 245 and what that even means. And the reason I bring this up now is because so many times in the past, when I was especially operating by myself as a self-managing landlord, I was managing my rental properties. And the first indication that I missed a lease renewal was when, it was Memorial Day weekend, and then June 1st comes along and I am not getting the rent from a specific property. And the first indication that they moved out was when I didn't get rent. So that is 100% not the way to manage your vacancies, and you have to stay in front of this today. But today, I got to tell you, it's an exciting day because there's a lot of things going on. And December is a big month, and you may not realize this, but not only is it when lease renewals start, but I'm going to bring on my super awesome leasing agent extraordinaire, Kiera. You just go by one name, right? That's all you have is just Kiera at this point?
I don't know. I mean, I have plenty of names.
We are going to keep this family friendly.
Oh,
so yeah. So Kiera, now I bring up December because December is like a big deal, obviously. I mean, it kind of goes without saying. So not only is December 1st, the first day of 245, it's also
my birthday month.
Birthday month, yeah. So that means from now until the end of roughly February, it's Kiera's birthday in the office that we need to obviously be managing. So
yes.
So I guess I need to be prepared for that. So December 28th, I guess, is the blessed day.
Yes. So no pressure, but it's a Monday.
Okay. So for all the single guys out there, just letting you know, there are 3 empty vases sitting on Kiera's desk that need filled.
Yes.
So, yeah. And what am I starting here? Okay. So, all right. So day 2, Kiera, what is it exactly that you do in terms of the lease renewals and all that stuff? What is it you say you do here?
I mean, that can be an open-ended question, but
what were you hired to do?
Friendly purposes.
What were you hired to do?
I am all things leasing. So from start to finish, as far as that whole process goes, it's me. So I'm the first person that, anybody that comes into the management company meets. I take you to the property, I vet the application, and then ultimately determine whether they're approved or denied for the property.
Right. Yeah. So let's go back in the day 245 cycle just a little bit. Now, you know it a little bit differently because we're actually in the field and you're actually doing this stuff. But for the people who maybe have taken the course, I'll talk about the course here in a little bit. But the course is the renewal checklist that we're using every single day, basically, especially during renewal season. So in day 245, we talk about making sure that we start with we're reaching out to the owners because the owners are, we're talking to them about, hey, what's the highest and best use of your property? Are you still using the equity the way that you want to? Like, that's a conversation that should be had among individual self-managing landlords is, if they've got equity in the property that they maybe want to tap into and they want to sell the property and do a 1031 exchange, or they want to, borrow money for the property. Now, that's outside of your scope. But, if I was setting it up as a self-managing landlord, that's a conversation that I'd want to have, right? But then we start looking at what the rents could draw for that particular property. And that's something else that you also specifically do is you're looking out, right? And you're looking at what are the rents that we could be bringing in for the property? I mean, right? That's a conversation you have with them? Yeah.
We do a market analysis. So essentially we look at the properties that are similar as well as size and in the same vicinity, as far as whether it's the south side of town, north end of town. And we determine whether that rent needs to be raised or lowered or, whatever.
Right. And so this was interesting because, I walked into your office the other day and I was like, hey, I just happened to think of this thing and I was like, hey, have we done, we're almost at, the end of November. Have we done, the lease renewals and all this other stuff? I'm like basically puking all over your desk. And you're like, you basically shut me down.
Yeah, because sometimes you forget that I am pretty good at this job. That's why you hired me. So I already had that done. And you proceeded then to walk into your office like a dog with its tail between.
Yeah, and I was like, so basically this is what it looked like, just so you understand. It was like, okay, basically I have this done, this done, this done, and this done, and it was like this.
You ready?
Which, by the way, that's how Kiara walks into the office every morning.
Minus the bodysuit, but absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how it happens every morning. But I mean, I don't know. You could be wearing a bodysuit. I'm usually fairly busy in the morning. That's when my most productive time is. Yours tends to, once the coffee curve hits for you, it's usually,
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes, it's before because I'm such a morning person, right?
That is 100% a lie. Anyway, so I'm just saying, I don't want to feel like I'm, misadvertising because your future husband could be watching the show and they'd be like, wait a minute, that's bullshit. She is not a morning person. So I'm just saying, yes, that's
true. It's very true.
100% lie. Anyway, so Kiara, would you like to give yourself a raise?
I mean, yeah, if my boss would let me.
Well, your boss sucks. But I mean, if you were wanting to give yourself a raise, there's actually a way that you can do this. And it also happens to be the most ridiculous thing of the day. Let's see what it's about.
So ridiculous.
That's right. This is so ridiculous. So it's hard to see on the page here. I'm going to go ahead and just put that over my face there. But if you can see that, realcheckstubs.com, that's what that's about. And yeah, I don't even know what to think of that, but it's
ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. Which, if you haven't realized, Kiara is the So Ridiculous girl.
Autographs are later.
That's right. That's right. I think I need you know what? We need a shirt. It's so ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the So Ridiculous thing, the realcheckstubs.com is a thing. If you're not aware of it, you could be getting resident applications that come in that are fabricated by this website. And this is just one website of dozens where you can create your own pay stub. So if you want to give yourself a raise, I mean, Kiara, be generous. Don't feel like you need to hold back. Give yourself as much of a raise as you want.
I know what I'm worth. So.
That's right. And I know what I pay you. And I'm still questioning your judgment. So that makes me wonder. But the negotiations will happen later. So that's the thing, though. So more to the point about what we were talking about earlier, though, and that dovetails nicely. And, you were talking about making sure people, are doing the screenings and things like that. Now, you don't specifically do the screening because you want to have that separated. So, but you gather all the information. So someone else does the screening, which is what you would want. And a lot of individual landlords, I would argue that if you're the one showing the property, you should definitely not be the one doing the screening. And again, that's all stuff that I talk about in the Becoming a VIP in the Rental Business course. But you do make sure that they get, you're going through that checklist, make sure they have all their stuff gathered, right?
It's important to know the difference between whether it's realcheckstubs.com or an actual check stub, because it saves your processor or whatever you want to call them that much more time if you've already vetted that check stub or pay stub or bank statement.
Yeah, and a lot of people just take that for, they're like, oh, well, they give me a check stub, so it has to be real, or, oh, I know what they make. It's okay. I mean, I know that they work at, whatever, and I know what they get paid over there. So like, they might not work there at all.
No.
So it's probably a good idea to actually call a supervisor or somebody and check and make sure that that's actually the case. So, yeah, but that is one of the things that you need to be careful of. So, I mentioned this a few different times, but if you are interested in the course, just go to landlordcoach.com/VIP. And then actually there's a specific course that walks you through the entire VIP method that I talked about in the Time Wealthy Investor 2.0, which is the vision infrastructure process method and all that different stuff. You can go on there. I'm not going to tell you all about it now, but just go to the page and you can learn all about it. If it's something you want, great. If it's a tool in your toolbox that you could use, if not, no big deal. I promise my feelings aren't hurt. My feelings were removed long before Kiara came along, which thank God, because I don't know that I could actually survive this every single day. So,
well, I'm gentle.
Yeah, that's right. She is gentle, even though she walks in and kicks me with her big giant boots. But yeah, no. Your Beyonce boots. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are a good stress coach.
Shall we wrap this up with a quote of the day?
Absolutely.
All right. This one is by Ben Franklin. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. And that is so incredibly true. And I think that's so true with the day 245 method. But I really enjoy, I really enjoy working with Kiara. I know we tease each other back and forth a lot. She is amazing at what she does. Plan to have her on the Landlord Coach Dailyish show coming up more in the coming days. Probably more interesting to hear from than me. So Lord knows what this show is going to evolve into. But anyway, I would like to sign off on the show. Again, Kiara, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it. For those of you, again, who are interested in the course, just go to landlordcoach.com/VIP. But again, as always, if you don't place a value on your free time, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great rest of your day and have a great, and I will see you next time. Take good care, everybody.